morning to you. Top of the morning. Y'all give me a second here. Make sure everything. Yeah, excuse me. I'm just getting my morning coffee. All that. I watched some movies last night. Something I hadn't done in a minute. I sat down and watched some movies last night, and I was happy with what I watched. I had never watched what was it called? Lovecraft Country, I think that's what it was. Real impressed with that so far. And it was something else I watched too. What was the name of that joint? It was a horror movie too. It was a good horror movie. I forgot what the name of it was. It'll come to my mind in a minute, but give me a second. Let me share this. I'll be right back with you guys. Just give me 1 second. Let me share this if you're just now tuning in. Top of the morning to you. Mm-hmm. Now, just give me a moment. I'm just sharing this real quick before I start talking. Sometimes I start my lives and I don't even share them. And sometimes it works out for me. Sometimes it doesn't. So I said, let me at least share it, get it out there, whatever. Oh, man. Yeah, so I cooled out last night. I was watching movies. I fell asleep on episode 2 of Lovecraft Country, but I'm going to finish watching that. Shout out to Jonathan Majors. Um, yeah, excuse me, like I told you, I just woke up like 45 minutes ago, like literally. Y'all know me, I got my trusty yoga cup of coffee. Got to, I drink coffee to keep me up. All right, so enough with that. Where do I start? Let me start here, because this is an easy one to get out the way. Let's get out the easy stuff out the way. I'm learning how to do some things here from suggestions of some other people. You know, that actually care about my future endeavors here on this channel and have beaconed and said, don't go away. So I said, all right, I'm going to do that. So, yesterday, the UN was meeting in New York City. It wasn't yesterday, the day for yesterday. But, and this got reported yesterday, if that makes sense. So the UN was having their annual meeting in New York City. And the funny thing, crazy thing about it was, this Trump was going to Trump Tower. Now, a lot of people think when they see me at Trump Tower, they're like, oh, he don't ever go up there. Okay. So anyway, why wouldn't he go there? It's his building. You know what I mean? Like, I had somebody in my comments say that one time. He goes up the escalator, and the escalator shuts down on Trump. And everybody's spewing out, it's a conspiracy. They did that to him on purpose, and blah, 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 blah. I said, they didn't do that to him on purpose. And then everybody and their mother was talking about it. You understand what I'm saying? Then we came to fruition of this. There's actually something out there that supports what really happened. Y'all ready to see it? It's just simple. And this is what I mean by when people have conspiracy theories, sometimes they go out of line. Y'all watch this.
It appears the UN has discovered who the culprit was that stopped the escalator at the UN right as Donald Trump had stepped foot on it. And it turns out to be Trump's own videographer. He apparently inadvertently set off a safety mechanism on the escalator that forced it to shut down and stop. It appears the UN has discovered who the culprit was that stopped the escalator at the UN right as Donald Trump had stepped foot on it. And it turns out to be Trump's own videographer. He apparently inadvertently set off a safety mechanism on the escalator that forced it to shut down and stop. He was traveling backwards up the escalator, trying to take a video of Trump and the First Lady going up and arriving to the UN, and he somehow triggered this safety mechanism. The UN went and looked at the central processing unit of the escalator, and it indicated that this mechanism had been triggered. This mechanism is designed to stop people or things from getting caught under the escalator and forced into the gears. Trump was furious about this happening, and the White House called for a thorough investigation and for whoever was responsible to be fired. And it turns out to be one of their own. And he was also extremely furious about the teleprompter not working properly and went on a tirade about that. And it turns out that that teleprompter was operated by the White House also. So another Trump staffer at fault. It appears there might be a few job openings at the White House.
I'm going to let this play one more time. This way people just now tuning in. This solves, and if you got, in case you're wondering, this solves the mystery. Another Scooby-Doo mystery solved. Guys, make sure you double tap the screen, hit the like button. About, and you got to, you know what, you can't really blame Trump, I guess, given the size and the scale of where he was at. This was the UN. You can't blame him based on prior things. A lot of people in media and a lot of, you can't blame him. I'd be a little parallel too, just a little bit. Let me play this again. Oops, my fault, guys.
It appears the UN has discovered who the culprit was that stopped the escalator at the UN right as Donald Trump had stepped foot on it. And it turns out to be Trump's own videographer. He apparently inadvertently set off a safety mechanism on the escalator that forced it to shut down and stop. He was traveling backwards up the escalator, trying to take a video of Trump and the First Lady going up and arriving to the UN, and he somehow triggered this safety mechanism. The UN went and looked at the central processing unit of the escalator, and it indicated that this mechanism had been triggered. This mechanism is designed to stop people or things from getting caught under the escalator and forced into the gears. Trump was furious about this happening, and the White House called for a thorough investigation and for whoever was responsible to be fired. And it turns out to be one of their own. And he was also extremely furious about the teleprompter not working properly and went on a tirade about that. And it turns out that that teleprompter was operated by the White House also. So another Trump staffer at fault. It appears they're...
All right, so listen. I keep trying to tell y'all, Trump from Queens, he'll play that. Who turned off the motherfucking elevator? Now I said, get me who messed up the damn teleprompter now. Trump from Queens, he gonna do that. All the stuff that been launched at him, I'll be a little peril too. They tried to kill him, you know? I appreciate that. I appreciate that. That's one of the most encouraging comments I've ever heard. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it, though. You know, they're going to, you know, let me tell you something. When it comes to subscribers, this past month, I got 1.2K new subscribers, right? Out of that 1.2K subscribers, there'll be 30 of them. 30 of them at max. See, you always have to do these numbers by thirds. So, you know what I mean? So if they come in here, there's people in here, they won't like the post just cause. It is what it is. Anyway, long story short, Trump, don't fire off on him all the time. Take a seat back, slow down a little bit. You know what I mean? Don't think everything is a sabotage or whatever, because then people will start making specific places to mess with you. You understand? And so I'm telling you, Queens, don't do it like that. Some people they gonna understand that type of talk, but I'm telling you, Queens, don't do it. Don't do it. Don't do it. Just fall back a little bit. You know what I'm saying? I heard that Trump was sending and I saw it. I'm gonna play it for you too. Speaking of Trump, he wants to send the National Guard out there. Y'all ready? To Utah. Oh man, is it Utah or Oregon? I think it's Oregon. It's one of those little places. Hold on, I got it for you. And I thought it was hilarious. I said, why you want to sit out there in trouble? Well, evidently, there's a whole bunch of problems out there in Portland that need some addressing. Homelessness, some people are saying it goes 10, 15 years back. And I'm like, wow, really? And they're like, yeah. So homelessness seems to be one of the biggest problems out there. And it evacuates into more crime in the area for some reason or another. Like, nobody knows that. But anyway, It's gotten so out of control, and then when you comp that with all these separatist groups and stuff like that that exist there, such as Antifa, which I think that's barely just reaching the surface of all the other groups that are out there. But I think what's happening is he's starting to see these groups in these little rural communities across the nation. And I think their problem, I think he shouldn't have started with the cities first, but I think that gave a shroud to actually make the separatists, if this makes sense, real separatists come out of the woodworks and be like, look, they arrested some more of those niggers. You know what I mean? So that's what I think. But hold on, I can just look this up. It'd be easier. It's important to notice this. If they start sending the National Guard into these like rural places like Oregon and places like that or whatever, it's quite the contention that you could pretty much sooner or later start guessing. Come on, 120 people in, I can't get 2 double likes, I can't get 2 taps on the screen. Double tap the screen, people, appreciate it. Double tap the screen. But it's pretty soon to mention that these little rural areas across America or whatever are going to still be in the next targets for Trump. And I think because of what they hold. You know, Charlie Kirk was killed in Utah on the college campus. Now, no matter if you like him, don't like him, or whatever, that's no concern of mine. My point is this. He was killed on a college campus in Utah, and nobody's underlining that. And I think it was maybe my 3rd post I did about him. Somebody came here the other day. They said, you was capping for Charlie Kirk. I said, no, I explained to black people how many actual groups were out there, how the DOJ had been investigating these groups 10 years back that were in Utah, how the prison system was really the pipeline for many of these separatist groups in Utah. Well, they exist in other parts of rural America too. Those plain states, a lot of them, whether it's Brigham Young, Utah, or, you know, the furs and pelts traders that comb the mountains all the time or whatever. Those same people, their, I don't know, ancestors or extended families still live in those areas, and they live by quite many of those means. They didn't interact with a lot of people back then. They didn't interact with people based on religion more so than they did race back then. You know, and then it became, I think, when the fur trade started expanding, I think it was like the French and then the Germans, and then a lot of people started getting involved. And that's when they started getting racism more impactful within, in my opinion, in that industry. But pelt trading, farriers, I think that's what they called them. Those are the people that really maintain those places. That's why you'll get people that are, and you know, on the average, they're a hunter in those areas. On the average, they know how to track game. On the average, they know how to fish. On the average, they can probably build you a house with logs or build you a house by burying, like a lot of people have a talent to bury into a tree. Literally. You get an old tree, right? It's got to be a huge tree, though. And you can shape it into a shelter. You know what I mean? I tell a lot of people, when you're dealing with these types of folks that I believe Trump is going after, because the reason he wants to send them out there, what I believe, I was looking this up, I'm sorry guys, because she's got a whole speech and I want y'all to hear it, because she's actually against Trump coming in, and I'm kind of confused by that. Oh, there's no problems here, and I'm seeing people literally in her what's her name? Yeah, Portland. Here we go, and I'm gonna pull this up real quick. I just want y'all to hear it for yourself. And y'all will hear with the Portland. Yeah, here it is right here. And this was just 16 hours ago, so this is very recent. And I should have put it in the title, but I didn't, because I didn't want everybody to think, oh, hey, no, we don't do that. I didn't want everybody to jump the alarm.
Central City of Portland, Oregon, and it is a beautiful day, and we are very happy to be here speaking with you today. In my conversations directly with President Trump and Secretary Noem, I have been abundantly clear with them that Portland and the state of Oregon believe in the rule of law, and we can manage our own local public safety needs. There is no insurrection, there is no threat to national security, and there is no need for military troops in our major city. Military service members should be dedicated to real emergencies. The members of the Oregon National Guard, their mission is to stand up and protect Oregonians, and they will do that every day, but they are not needed in the city. They are not needed here. And you can tell because you're here with me in Portland. You can see that this city is safe and calm. It is a beautiful day to be here. For those of you who are here downtown or watching at home, you know that our city is not the place that people think it is from years ago. There's business thriving. People are coming downtown. They are enjoying this community. We have students who are ready to go see The Lion King tonight at the Keller Auditorium. People are going to the Timbers match. People are downtown shopping. Folks who are getting ready to go to work at the restaurants here that make the Rose City a culinary capital are getting ready to go to work. People are shopping. People are going to the farmers markets or at the Saturday market. Portland's doing just fine. And I made that very clear to the president this morning. Our city is a far cry from the war-ravaged community that he has posted about on social media. And I conveyed that directly to him. That we got this, we're good,
all right,
we're doing fine.
You heard it, we're good, we're doing fine. Y'all get the brim of the premise here, right? So let's go and see what 6.5K people said about this since 16 hours ago. Now, 16 hours ago when I seen this, probably when it was probably within this first hour dropping, it already had close to 2,000 comments in. That was at 6.5K. So some of the people say, I guess her name is Tina. No, Tina, Portland is not fine. The governor needs mental help. This lady looks exactly like I imagined the governor of Oregon would. Portland and the state of Oregon believe in the rule of law, and there is no insurrection or threat to national security. First, Portland is a corridor have cuffed cops who can't do anything about crime. Portland still has $0 bond criminals. They support and allow violent riots that have happened and never stopped since 2020. A federal building with Fed employees was under attack 24/7. Trump is within his jurisdiction to defend U.S. citizens and Fed employees in the building. Also to enforce certain laws being broken on a federal level. There is, after all, federal law enforcement. Oh my God, ask the people who live there. Rich people can live in comfort. The real people on the streets know the truth about Oregon. She's exactly what I expected. I read that one. He wrote it twice. Why do people vote for these kind of politicians? I really don't get it. I live in Portland. It's what you hear. People are just trying to live despite the leaders. You gotta be effing kidding me. I could walk the streets of downtown with my family 5 years ago. Post the summer, love it turning into a freaking war zone. It's now turned into a freaking war zone. They allowed a federal court building to literally be seized for over 100 days. It's insane that they're absolutely not handling it, and they absolutely do need the help. This is laughingly stupid. Ask the neighborhood condo and apartment dwellers how peaceful protests around a federal ICE building are. I think they have a completely different view than the governor. If the state of Oregon and the governor don't need help, why is the state in such a horrible mess? This is what people are writing about this woman who says everything is all right. And you know what? I ain't got to read no more because most of them are like that. This is the funny thing. Every last one of these cities that he wants to go into, right, or alluded to he was going into, haven't you noticed they all got the same diatribe? There's nothing wrong here. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. There's nothing wrong. Guys, make sure you double tap the screen, hit the like button. I appreciate it. There's nothing wrong. In D.C., there's nothing wrong. Go look at the crime stats. It says something different. In Chicago, we all know that answer. Shit, DJ Academics used to have a freaking, he started out doing it ain't funny, but he started out doing a YouTube channel called The War in Chirac. That was damn near 10 years ago. But everything is all right. I got it under control now, huh? That was 10 years ago, and things are different. And of course, any mayor or governor is going to say that under their constituency because they want to be reelected. We all know these tricks. But the point is, every last one of these cities I find synonymous is all of them are out of control, democratically ran. Not saying that Republicans could do much of a stronger job. I don't know if they could or not in these cities. But that's one thing I do see. I see all of them unilaterally have that same prefix that they have Democrats that say there's nothing wrong. So is violence and not, listen, I can't even, I'll give you up here, for example. Up here in the New York City tri-state area, literally, Your boy, y'all give me a second. I'm just plugging up something. Your boy can't literally sit nowhere for longer than like 10 or 15 minutes without somebody coming up to you talking about, yo, you got a cigarette? Yo, you got this, you got that, you got this, you got $1. Hey, yo, homie, you eating that hamburger? You know what I'm saying? Like, it just, that's the stack of things. In many of these cities, I can speak for New York. I can even speak for the city I live in. Town, whatever you want to call it. It's an influx of homeless folks that should have been taken care of shortly after the pandemic, and they wasn't. If they would have taken all the money, the United States would be in a totally different place. See, the problem is right now, when you're seeing these cities, you're also seeing, not the comfortable with this evaluation of having like crime, but you got to understand where crime comes from. And that's what a lot of people that deal in these states, they don't understand. Anywhere in the world, if you do the demographics, crime always comes from one thing: poverty, need, resources. Really, if you simplify, you could take it, you have to ask yourself this question that's always been asked: what would you do in dire straits? Well, just ask anybody during the Prohibition era. Just ask anybody during World War II. What would you have done? What did you do? Ask anybody's parents or family members that go back that far in this country and ask them, what did they do during those struggling years? Well, they sat outside and they stood in soup lines and they got their bread and their, maybe if they were best off, tomato. They got their bowl of tomato and they sat down and they ate it and they was proud, they was happy, and they had good times and they went on home, black and white alike. That's what they did in this country. How do I know? Because my grandfather had stories sometimes. So it's crazy that it's crazy that Portland, Oregon, and I'm going to read it to you in a minute, has for years now had a problem with homelessness. Now you got to realize Portland, Oregon is one of the least places you would think, right? So how do I tag all this into what I was talking about earlier? It's also a premise for where you get people and it's easy to recruit them if you're a neo-Nazi or you're Antifa or whatever. See, people in dire duress, they're always easy to equip and get up. This is how you got gang members, so many in New York now. I never when New York ain't had no gangs. And it wasn't that long ago. So, wherever you got poverty, you got crime. Wherever you got crime, you get increased crime. Now somebody gonna want to be a little such and such was. Every criminal you take off the block, there's 10 to replace them. Police have never realized that. The moment you realize that, it's like this. It's like somebody's got rats, right? And you got rats. What's going on? You got rats, right? And in between them rats, there's 3 or 4 houses, right? So you eradicate and exterminate all the houses that don't have rats, but the house that does have rats, you leave alone. What you think? There's going to be a reinfestation every time. So see, that's basically how you break that down. So if you really, and I'm saying this because I used to be a criminal, so I know. Trust me on this. The way you eradicate criminals is very simple tools. And it's going to sound a little harsh. Some people ain't going to like it, but it's got to be what it's got to be. First of all, we need to start with an education program immediately with some women. And this is, and I really do believe this. If some women are from poverty and they're having multiple children, it should be reinforced that they have to come with some type of secondary education or whatever to receive, whatever they may be receiving, especially if they're a single mother. I don't care if you're black, white, polka dot, or whatever. They are the antithesis for the normal criminal that you see today. The single mother, black, white, polka dot alike. And I will tell you why. Not all of them. Some of y'all have done a good job. Good job. Props to you. But we ain't talking about y'all right now. We talking about the other heifers. You understand? And them ones right there, those are the ones that are antithesis of your problem. See, if you put in a housing project, let's see, I'll talk about somewhere small. But if you put in a housing project or a trailer park or a lower class white area, if you put an abundance of single mothers all in that same area, let's say 300 mothers. 300 mothers. And out of 300 mothers, all the mothers is mad. They mad at one motherfucker. Tyrone, Hector, Mario, whoever the hell it is. They all mad at a man. And you put all those women, 300 women, they gonna all get to know each other. And they all gonna have some similar stories. What happened? Girl, he was out on the block. I got knocked up. He went to jail. Girl, what happened, man? He was on the block. He got knocked up. I got knocked up. He went to jail. Girl, what happened? Man, he was on the block. You see, they all got the same story. So they gonna all empathize with each other because they all got the same story. So based off more empathizing with each other and correlating and talking with each other, whatever, this is where you get your antithesis and your basis for these conversations. See, one thing about a lot of cultures, I can even speak for Muslim culture especially, they don't allow women to mingle because women have a natural ability to chatter sometimes. It's not in their condition of doing that. It's more so they care. You understand what I'm saying? So Muslim men tend to not let their women talk a lot amongst each other. It's not a good idea. African men, they'll do the same way. You understand what I'm saying? They don't, do they, Keith? So anyway, long so I'm still gonna talk about it, right? You still gotta talk about it. You take all these women, you put them in these high-rise projects or whatever. There's 300 plus women. They all got the same similar stories of how they ended up there. What do you think eventually is going to happen? They're going to start building the diatribe. So now they got a diatribe. Guys, we got 300 people in here. Make sure y'all double tap the screen and hit the like button. Anything outside of that is just hating. That's just hating. Are you so inquisitive that you're weird? Come on, man. Anyway, long story short, all these women, they sit together, and year after year after year after year after year after year after year, it's just stories of pain and heartbreak. And some of them might get another boyfriend or something like that. And then there's some more heartbreak. And then some of them might get pregnant again. Now they're on the second baby father, third baby father, maybe, whatever. It's a cycle, and all that's in the conversation the whole time is, the man that did this to me ain't shit. Now I have to talk like a little retard because, you know, I would think that the bitch got pregnant by the third motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? I mean, is it me? Didn't we all go to health class? You know what I'm saying? I thought it was just me. I would think at the time after a got pregnant by the third motherfucker. You know what I'm saying? So I'm just being honest. You know what I mean? Because, I mean, like, bitch, it's obvious it's something about you niggas don't love. I know that hurt your soul, but obviously it's something about you niggas don't love, shorty. What do you want me to do? I don't know. They look at me like I'm guilty, like, it was you too. No, it wasn't, and that's the problem. See, now you got the reputation of Tyrone or whatever she used to deal with, and the problem is now you got to prove that you ain't like him, and that break itself is a job. So now you got not only that, but now the kids. Let's talk about the kids that grew up hearing the 300 plus women talking. That's the part we leave out of the conversation. And this is why you continue to see the same thing. So, black or white, trailer park or other, because the women in the trailer park do the same shit. Trust me, I get somebody up here to tell you that one. This man ain't shit. All that shit. You know what I mean? So, anyway, long story short, the kids are the most affected. Black, white, polka dot, whatever. The kids get affected because, hey, what's going on? The kids get affected because of the pure simple fact out of hearing that men ain't shit, men ain't shit, men ain't shit, men ain't shit, men ain't shit over and over and over and over. Good morning. They start to believe that. The males and the females. Listen again. The males and the females. See, this is where you get your antithesis for your criminal boy and your criminal girl. Let me concur. So, the criminal boy comes from this because he now has less, anybody that's around him or comes around him, trust me on this, I know how these kids think, anybody that comes around him that is not look like him, he has the utmost respect for, because he feels that is a synonymous way to fit himself out of the terror that he has seen as his neighborhood or the peers around him, or heard the nagging and ongoings of his mama and how she has a nights of regret at the club called Frisky in the bathroom. You dig? So, long story short, what happens is these kids, the boys, they have no respect for another man's life that's black. They have no regard. They have no respect. They will not speak to you. I have black men, I'll give them a little nod. They won't even speak back. They'll think it's weird. You understand what I'm saying? So, what we do is, sometimes we have to. Give me 1 second, guys. Just 1 second. I don't like anybody that comes in here and says, "What's your channel about?" I always get rid of people like that. That's people that are clout chasers. Anyway, long story short, what you have is you have people that literally come this metamorphosis of this anti-black male that just happens to be black, and that's dangerous. And you've been getting an iteration of this decade after decade after decade after decade. Have you not paid attention? There's movies that represent it. Hell, we can go back to Superfly, then we fast forward to what happened after that. Even in what was that movie called? Beach Street. A nigga died in the movie. You understand what I'm saying? You fast forward after that, you got Boys in the Hood. You fast forward after that, you got, what's the name? And you got somebody in here right now. Hey, shut up, man. Yeah, shut up. I know, because you want that shit to keep going. I understand, nigga. But anyway, listen. It's so many of them, and there's so many representations of this shit. The generationally has been embedded at the point now where it can't be, or it has to be reversed. New Jack City's another one. Classic movie, but what did it represent? Hell, you fast forward and come up now, y'all got the iteration they got now. I just watched that a little while ago. What's the one in California? With the crazy ass uncle. Said, teach your man how to squab. That was the best scene I ever seen. And he just pulled on. I said, I know a motherfucker. My man Eddie do shit like that. And teach your man to squab. Pull that pistol into Snowfall. That is my joint right there. I like that. I like that a lot. My name is derived from Stringer Bell on the Wire. You know? Everything, you understanding what I'm saying here? Every last one of these decades that's passed, since Superfly, even before then, they always elevated and highlighted the pimp, the player, street dude, whatever. This is the babysitters and embedment that goes into your children. See, a lot of people don't understand. And on the white side, there's other ones too. Hell, I can name those two: Porky's Revenge. What else would have pushed the Nerds? What was the other movies they had? Oh my God, there's so many examples of whites movies that are just the same. You've been getting the same shit. You know what I'm saying? Just in different doses. That's it. Well, we gotta hit their psychosis like this. Then we gotta hit their psychosis like this. Then the women we gotta hit. There is a plan. But I used to work in marketing, so if you wonder why I'm talking the way I'm talking, because I know Ferris Bueller. They all teach normalcies that really are abnormal. You understand what I'm saying? In the regard of how everybody likes to put morality and all this stuff and all these fake values we put out here nowadays and act like we abide by them. You know what I'm saying? Because I say this many times. For every chick online that's pointing out saying some chick is a hoe, you'll always find that she did something with somebody in the bathroom voluntarily at the club. You always find that she sold some vajayjay. You might even find out she at one time had OnlyFans. Be very careful and watch for girls that you hear call people hoes. Like, I'm going to give you an example, right? This going to fuck up a couple people. Hey, yo, Joe Budden, sorry. You understand what I'm saying? Sorry. I had said a long time ago, if many people don't remember this, on Joe Budden's podcast, he has a woman on there. Her name is Melissa Ford. Now, this is not to shame her, but we remember Melissa Ford. I worked in the music industry. Melissa Ford was around at a lot of these video shoots. Video shoots were different back then. Girls showed up and they had to get chosen on spot, or they had to be coming for an audition. It was very different. It was a different process. So Melissa Ford was one of the it girls, quote unquote. You know what I mean? At the time. Now, if memory serves me right, she's from Canada. She ain't even from the States. She's from Canada. But she made her way down here, whatever. That's why, like, sometimes when y'all having conversations with her, yeah, she's intrusive of them, but she can't, you know what I mean, get in depth with you too much. Just hear me out. Melissa Ford was part of a group of girls who later on, now in 2025, are adult women. And they want to erase their hodom. Now, I told y'all this a long time ago, and y'all ain't want to listen to me. So I'm going to reiterate it. I want you to go right now, because I can't show these joints on what's the name, but I know they there. Go right now and put in Melissa Ford 2000s. That's all I want you to do. And make sure you turn your filter off on your Google search. Your filter got to be off. Just go do it. I'm just saying. I ain't trying to start nothing. I'm just saying go do it. And you'll understand what I mean. Now, these are some of the type of women that came out of that ilk right there. Buffy the Body, a couple other ones or whatever. They all out here doing their own little thing. Pinky out here swole up like a motherfucker. What up, Pinky? What up, Pinky? But anyway, I heard Pinky was out there trying to charge $100 for a picture. She want to do over. This is the point I'm getting at. So these women are more concerned with their looks. They're more concerned than they've ever been with everything except for child rearing. You understand what I'm saying? A woman's, it's even written in the passages or whatever you believe in. But every last one, hell, even the church of synagogue within their literature, they have a verse about vanity. You understand what I'm saying? So it's like you can't escape that. And it's always been a downfall of women. And it's always been a downfall of society when a woman takes precedence with her vanity over the needs of the village. And that's what you were experiencing. After decade of movies and presentations, some of it that I helped promote, that's why I know more of it than anybody. That's why I'd be like, I'm like, are we in a twilight zone or something? Like, people will go get expert advice from people that wasn't even around in the time. So in some cases, people wasn't even born. You know what I'm saying? And they'd be like, what you think on this? Who gives a fuck what he thinks? He was fucking 8 years old in 2005. What was he at the club with us? Hey, son, hold his Heineken. Yeah, right. Hey, put it in his baby bottle. Like, who gives a fuck what he thinks? Like, I was around. I've seen these things. So her and a lot of the other video girls, they came around. I'm in, I think, 7 or 8 videos. You understand what I'm saying? But to see some of these ladies, try to change their way of life and try to navigate it towards other types of fields, like they some stand-up ladies, it's just amazing to me. You understand what I'm saying? Like it's like going, what's that vajay rejuvenation surgery you can get? It's like that shit, but on digital. It's like, I'm gonna go get my vajay rejuvenated. 304 rejuvenation. I guess that's what it's called. Online 304 digital rejuvenation. Let's call it that. Is that fair? Online. And people are going to ask me, why am I going into this? The reason I'm going into this, because this is the influences on your little girls. Don't you get it? So if you live in the hood, you got all those elements that I previously just mentioned. Plus on TV, digital, and on their phones, wherever, you got the other influence. What do you think you're going to get? You're going to get a whole bunch of more 304s. You understand what I'm saying? A male duck and a female duck don't produce nothing but a what? A duck. A male 304 and a female 304. Yes, and male 304s too. These niggas is out here burning the shtick. I think no disrespect to, what's his name? Young boy, whatever. I heard that boy got herpes, but for some reason or another, he keep on having babies. Like, I'm not trying to be disrespectful. I'm just saying that's what they said. They said the boy had herpes, but he out here having babies. Y'all don't get that? Maybe this is the reason why we keep on having a problem. Motherfucker can't get that. I don't know what the fuck. The nigga got herpes, but he keep on having babies. Hold on. How many kids, young? I'm gonna show y'all something. Let's just make sure I'm right. NBA young boy. Herpes. Damn, that shit must be true. That shit came right the fuck up. Do I care about kids? You need to come in here and watch more of my, what's the name? One of my posts, man. We absolutely talk about caring about kids and all that up on here. NBA YoungBoy Detrell Gordron has addressed having herpes in at least one of his songs, and he has sparked discussions and rumors, though the full context and his personal stance are complex and often the subject of online debate. Some reports suggest he has spoken about herpes in a way that normalizes it. Remember I told y'all before? Normalizing things that are abnormal. This seems to be the way of things nowadays. Normalizing things that are abnormal in a normal world. While others question the public nature of the diagnosis and implication for his sex partners, his ex-girlfriend Janaea also responded to claims he made in the song that she gave it to him, refuting the accusation. Wow, that's crazy. So you see what I'm saying? The niggas and the men both nasty. the girls and the niggas is both nasty. Responsibility and foreign partners, blah 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 blah. And that song came out in 2019. That's what I was looking for. Now, how many kids does he have? Watch this. If you pay attention, you'll understand what I'm trying to tell you instead of trying to have it simplified for you. People that simplify things for you is because they don't have any other way of truthfully expressing themselves outside the paradigm of basically being fake, phony, and giving you an octave and a voice that you are attentive to because of the pure simple fact it's an echo. You got to understand when you're in a hypnosis. Let me give you an example. And then I'll tell you about how many kids this guy got. If you are resonant, if you know what that word means, you resonate to nothing but a certain octave, a certain tone, whatever, you really don't understand how impactfully miseducated, misguided, and actually how can I say, inducted into a stream of something that you probably can't even get to imagine of. And I'm talking that goes to everyone who listens to people like this. Let me give you an example before you get mad at me. If you don't notice, in major media, like I've said, I'm somebody that promoted albums for 17 years in the music industry. Trust me when I tell you this. If you ever noticed prior to before YouTube and all these things became bonded and everybody started utilizing them, prior to that, everybody that did news agency all had the same speech, all had the same octave, all had the same tone, all had the same word. You could listen to any different newscaster, didn't matter where they were from, NBC, ABC, or whatever, they all had the same connotative tone and octave, right? Well, there was a reason behind that, because they knew it resonated with people. You understand what I'm saying? Everyday man, everybody respected a certain octave and tone. Fast forward, now the same people that are usually making fun of people in mass media on YouTube, they do the same shit. So you'll get people to hop on. They'll be like, "Hey guys, what's going on? Oh, yip, and all this shit." And like, you'll be like, "Damn!" In a regular world, if I would have met this person in person, I would have been like, "Yo, you fake as fuck." You understand? This is why I curse and everything else, whatever. Anybody that meets me and knows me, they know I'm always the same fucker. I'm always the same fucker. You understand what I'm saying? Local and major networks. It's a program. So that octave is put there. That's why I say, you notice when you try to tell them something, they don't want to escape this shit. They are voluntarily saying, no, I don't want to be deprogrammed. You can't save everybody. You got to let some of these motherfuckers go. That's what I believe. You know what I'm saying? So anyway, I'm trying to tell you. So basically, the same octave scandal, or I just said scandal because I was saying something about Trump earlier. The same octave pattern is now being, how can you say, executed here on YouTube. And I'm seeing it more and more and more. And I was like, why is it that people have now started doing the major network voice, but they claim that they're in a space of freedom or whatever? Well, I've got a fit that you'll hear them say things just like the major networks would say. Now, you're not noticing that? Oh, the subscribers, the views, how many counts? I've got more subscribers than this person. And blah, blah, blah. They talk like they major networks and they really changing the world. Let me explain something to you. At the higher echelons of life or whatever, if the U.S. government really wanted you to fuck up out of here, ask Charlie Kirk how they do it. You ain't changing or impacting shit. Except for a couple of motherfuckers, even if they banded up with you. This is the hardcore truth. And you said, let's like January 6th or whatever, you think that shit gonna happen again? You out your motherfucking body. There will be no insurrection in this motherfucker ever again. That's why they let them do it. To let you know, if you do that next time, we gonna start pucking at you motherfuckers. Boom, 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 just booming that nigga. You know what I'm saying? So I'm trying to tell you. You better calm that shit down that you're talking online, or that and a lot of that that's been talking online by these youngsters or whatever is the bad parenting and rearing that they see on the plateau of what's now social media. Now, there's a whole bunch of agents too that work alongside online. You'll see about 3 or 4 of them right now in my chat room. Like, you'll see somebody came in here called Jet Films. He likes looking at boys' mouths. You see what I'm saying? He been doing that for a long time. He go everywhere and look at boys' mouths and shit. He's been here for 10 years and got 2.k subscribers. 10 years dedicated to being a troll. 10 years dedicated to having absolutely nothing but except 2.7k motherfuckers want to watch. Now, son, let me tell you something. That's your lifetime subscription in 10 years. I'm gonna have your I got your lifetime subscription as of right now. I've only been live for 44 minutes. I probably had that in the first 15 minutes. You go fuck around with somebody to give a fuck, nigga. See, that's the problem right there. No, that was a real person. He been here for 10 years. That's how I know. I could check something. So that's why he ain't say nothing when I called out how long he had been here. See, these little crazy people always do that. Anytime you watch I troll for the troll. I'm the troll that trolled the trolls. They wasn't ready for that shit. You understand what I'm saying? Oh, you want to troll me? I'll troll you. I'll put your whole fucking channel out there. I go back, I take screenshots of your channel, all that shit. Want to fuck around? Let's fuck around. You know what I'm saying? And some of these dumb motherfuckers, they be having the kids on there with them and all that. Oh, that's Junior. You know what I'm saying? Talking about, yo, I'm killer such and such. All right. That's why you keep your baby. Killers don't put their babies on screen. Stupid motherfucker. Some of these niggas be talking shit and got the whole car on the license plate in the video. One nigga did a video with his kids in front of it wasn't in front of the house, but he was walking, like he was trying to do a video from outside to in the car, and it was crazy. I'm like, yo, son, I got your address now. All thing I do is look this shit up. Like, it was just funny to me, like the dumb niggas that be in here trolling, and really they ain't got nothing to offer. He ain't got nothing to do. He got a PlayStation 5 controller in his hand and a cell phone listening to me and the other. It's 9:40 in the morning on a Sunday, son. How come you ain't getting ready to go get some money? You see what I'm saying? You got to understand the mentality of these folks. So that's what I'm saying. And you just saw an example of one right there. That was a hip hop type kid. You know what I mean? And so 10 years being on here, the only thing that he's used his position for is not to do any good, but to troll. Obviously, he don't even know me. I don't know him. I mean, this nigga cosplaying the TV drug dealer, but I'm supposed to find the truth here. I'm not a drug dealer, homie. I don't know what the fuck you talking about. I'm not cosplaying no drug dealer. I think the problem is you just like the rest of them I'm talking about that are like you. You see what I'm saying? That's another one. So what you have to do is you have to get these niggas the fuck up out of here. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I got you, general management. I just laugh at this stuff because as I'm explaining it to y'all are seeing it in front of your faces. These people that are trolls and they have this behavior online or whatever, or they have these narratives, or it's because they're able to say whatever they want to without penalty or fault. And that's what things got to change. We now live in a new generation of people that really don't care. They don't care about your well-being. They don't care about you. Customer service, what is that? They don't care about your kids. They don't care about your life afterwards. They don't care about if you're 20 or 80. You understand what I'm saying? You too can go. Some of them are keyboard warriors, but the guy that shot and killed Charlie Kirk, he wasn't a keyboard warrior. He really meant that. It's not even just Gen X. It's Gen X. I'm at this weird part where I'm the youngest of Gen X, but I'm the oldest of millennials. And when I said that 2 years ago, it didn't make sense. Now I'm seeing articles written about it. There is a distinct thing about that. Now, what I mean by that is the youngest part, the oldest of the millennials and the youngest of Gen X are the last to see. That's why I agree with you. They're the last to see social interaction or even remember what it is. Everything from younger millennials down to what you call Generation Alpha now and Z, inclusive in that as well. They don't know that. The only way they know about socializing is digitally. You understand what I'm saying? The digital experience is all they have partaken in their whole entire life. So at this point, if you took those utensils from them, it would cause a public uproar. If you tomorrow, like right now, they're taking phones in some schools. They're taking the phones from the kids now. You know what I'm saying? And so if you took a look at some of the videos of the protests that some of these kids have, When their phone is taken, you'll quickly understand what I'm talking about. I have seen now probably upwards, and many of y'all have too, upwards of 10 to 15 different videos. And inclusive in those videos is always a teacher trying to teach, and a lot of times in minority schools, I'm not going to lie, inclusive of, and I can't show them here, obviously, for obvious reasons, but if you look these up, you'll see there was one with I've seen several with young black girls, but there was one with a young black girl. Her phone got taken, and she started fighting the female black teacher right in the class, and the female black teacher whooped that ass. You understand what I'm saying? But the point taken, it happened. There's another one in Chicago that I remember specifically. If y'all remember this one, it's a bald-headed dude that happened about a year ago. The dude had a bald head and glasses. Kept telling the little boy to sit down. The little boy didn't want to sit down. Boxed it out with him because he never had a dad in the house. It reverts back to what I was originally saying. Young black men do not respect older black men. You understand what I'm saying? I'm telling you, almost at a turmoil, because they've been taught, 72% of them, as by the demographic. I'll give you a skew on the demographic, and I'll even go down and say 67. Let's do that. You understand what I'm saying? It's always a 5% margin difference. So even though correct data. So my point is, or what you perceive as correct data. So it's always a 5 to 10% margin. My point is, anything more than that, you don't have the right facts. So I said facts, as I said that. For the most part, they don't. Yeah, 5 to 10%. I even more than that, it's really 7, but I'll give you 10. You know what I mean? Just to cap it out. Point is, this is where you get these behaviors. I saw another video, and I don't know what it is. I noticed that a lot of the girls are getting more violent. You understand? And that worries me. Because when you grow up in an environment where you have no empathy for anybody, nobody cares about anybody or whatever, because you're not used to social one-on-one interaction. You're only used to typing and expressing yourself through typings and emojis and shit like that. You ever had somebody tell you, you write in caps or something like that, and it wouldn't be no big deal to you, and it's like, why are you yelling? When the fuck did typing fonts invoke emotion? You understand what I'm saying? So, you start getting into this weird space where you start understanding. So that's why I'm trying to tell you, if you're a batch of the youngest to the oldest of Generation X, or you're a batch of the oldest of the generation of millennials, please understand you're dealing with a different element. These kids are literally, as it states, they are walking iOS and walking Androids. All right, I'm telling you. And this is why the schools have recognized this, and more schools you'll see them start eliminating having cell phones in the school and things like that. And thank God they do. I mean, if you can look up and answer, what are you learning? How are you proficient? If anything, it makes it even more easy for your job to be taken away from you in your future, especially with the advancement of all these different mechanisms. Quantum computers coming right after AI. Quantum computer is going to blow everybody away because they're going to implement it in cell phones first, I guarantee you. You understand what I'm saying? Yeah, and that's another part. I saw somebody wrote that in there. I don't say that. See, listen, this is the thing. And I'm gonna tell you about. I'm gonna tell you how. That's a perfect segue for me to go into this Diddy thing, because it has to do with this stuff too. Um, as many of y'all know, I worked for Bad Boy Entertainment for over 17 years. Some people don't like me for it. Some people do like me for it. Some people pay homage to me for it or whatever. But one thing I'm here to tell y'all, as I told y'all from the beginning, and I'll stick to my script here. I told everybody from the beginning, you can go look at my videos and they'll confirm this. I don't have any reason to lie to you. That there was something shady going on with this situation. And in all the years that I had been around, I had never seen or heard, and trust me, I was around some people that would have said what they said. And I'm not taking an example from anybody that did have something real, or they feel they saw something different or whatever. I don't know. I wasn't around him at that time. But for the time that we were around, I never heard of that. I never heard mumbles of that or whatever. So the accusing already grabbed my ear. But it wasn't that. It was the fact of where the accusing was coming from. It was coming from inside. See, it was coming more from the chatters and the yellings of blacks and a few Latinos too, but mostly blacks than anybody. And I was just like, yo, that's crazy, because these are people that spent years trying to get up under him, spent years dying to get a remix by him or whatever, right? Just hit me out. And so I started noticing that even in a broader perspective, they started going back and going after other rappers and things like that or whatever. And people will say, and right, the industry is trying to do this, the industry is trying to do this, the industry is trying to do this, the industry made them do it, and da. And I said, well, when it come down to trying to destroy an individual artist to get them out the way, even if you feel the way you feel about them, right? Y'all doing a better job than the motherfucking industry is right now. In fact, it looks like to me you're working for them for free. I mean, you're advocating for them for free. This is the worst dude in the music industry. Oh, I beg to differ. Oh, I beg to differ. Shh. Don't worry about it. Don't worry about it. There's somebody waiting for me to say some shit like that. Nah. I'll just say this. I beg to differ. How about that, huh, pal? Like I am. The fuck? This is the worst guy in the music industry. Yeah, right. Growing black community first betrayed against each other. Damn, I can't type it fast enough. You right on. And it's not like, I've done so much. Like, it'd be different if I was up here and I was talking and I had nothing for black people. And we're talking about the music industry. I brought people on MTV, you know what I'm saying, to dance for 2 seasons. I have friends in multiple different networks or whatever. That's why I laughed when I saw some of y'all down there talking to the people from major media or whatever. I was like, oh, I know bigger niggas than them. They just on the spot reporters. But you know what I'm saying? But do your thing. Let me tell you what I mean. There's been an encouragement, and I think a lot of it came from this Diddy trial, and see, once again, you're still putting in connotation. Hold on one second before I go into that. Once again, I see somebody wrote in there. His name is well, you retracted your message now, but you say he was a pawn, and I can't say that. I can't say that at all, because that would mean anybody that works for the music industry. See, when you're a pawn, you're a pawn, and there's always going to be higher ups. Like, for example, when I started at BMG, Bertelsmann Music Group. Bertelsmann Music Group is a German conglomerate. Yet and still, they have an entity which was leasing space at 1540 Broadway in Midtown Manhattan, which Gene Dill has been up in that office many a fucking time, so he knows exactly what I'm talking about. I've done lives up there before. So they leased the space in an American building and conducted business. You understand what I'm saying? They conducted business under the umbrella of Arista Records and Bad Boy Records, which they were under Arista for distribution at the time. This is when you had physical entities, right? What's going on, man? So when you say higher ups, those higher ups at the time were in Germany, Austria, wherever they were residing at the time, and the peons were basically the lower downs that were everybody in that office right there. So what you would have to find then is a segue of those higher ups. See, those are the real higher ups. So I'll give you an example. Before Clive Davis wasn't even the higher up. You see what I'm saying? Clive worked for Arista. So before Clive could even sign a fucking check, he had to check in with BMG. That's the higher ups. You understand what I'm saying? Before BMG can okay a check, they got to talk to their shareholders and group leaders or whatever to approve that. Before a budget's approved, before if a motherfucking rock is sold in the park, I want in. Understand? So you got to understand the tiers of this thing, Sean. You talking in a space, and I'm not talking about you like that. I'm just saying niggas is talking in a space like it's that simple. Puff wasn't even talking to some of them niggas over there in Austria and shit. It was Clive. It was on the phone. You understand what I'm saying? I want in. You understand what I'm saying? No, those are niggas that make the Frank White call. You understand what I'm saying? Them niggas over in Austria and shit like that. You understand? This is why you'll have a BMG Latin, a BMG Europe, a BMG Japan, a BMG England, Arista, or a Latin America. Who's the other one that used to do it? Sony does it. They have multiple different branches in multiple different countries or whatever. But all don't make sense unless they got one Valhalla location, as I like to call it. And their Valhalla is actually the crescent of the crescendo, of the fucking business itself. You understand what I'm saying? What's going on, Montreal? Shout. I think I know who that is too. What's going on, boy? Alright. So listen, man, if you think that's how the record industry works, it's tears to it. It's tears that you couldn't even phantom in your mind. You understand what I'm saying? And unless you've been involved in the music industry, you won't know. Even some of these artists that y'all sit down and y'all talk to, some of these artists that y'all sit down and talk to, they come from a paradigm of the business when the business was different. You understand what I'm saying? The business has switched now. The paradigm in which they're inclusive, and someone will be like, "Well, I know from this talk to this person." No, you don't. No, you don't. You come from a time when there was physical entities, and you segue into digital entities, but you wasn't prepared for one thing. You ended up spending more money than you were making. So this is when you came up with all these inventive ideas of how I'm going to do this. Let me give you an example. Because of the invention of digital, and I always like to bring this, I'm going to bring it up again. There was at one time, there was a place you could go get files. Many people, y'all know it if y'all were in on it. Pirate Bay, but Napster was the granddaddy of them. And Napster was later, in my opinion, their idea got taken by Steve Jobs. This is my personal idea. I've said the same thing 6 years, and I'm going to continue to say it. Because it was the same platform, and the only thing he did was he started selling it. And he got licensing for it. You understand what I'm saying? And he made a whole ecosystem around it, inclusive of players, inclusive of phones, everything that was inclusive of that. You know what I mean? So, anyway, long story short, speaking here, the funny thing about it was, and I don't want to take anything from Steve Jobs. He was an innovator. Let me not say that down. But Napster got bought in front of Congress and divided and fined and everything else. And then not even a year and a half, 2 years later, it all of a sudden became iTunes because the idea itself was good, but they just couldn't control it. And the damage had been done. These boys had made millions off them files. You understand what I'm saying? Giving them away. Shit, I went on there and got Sony Vegas. At the time, it was like $3,000 to get the version of Sony Vegas I had. I had it on 3 discs. You understand? And each disc was like 2 gigs or some shit. It was huge. You know what I'm saying? Because it had so much. But it took me, I think it took like 4 hours to it. This was back in the time when you had laptops were on the heavy. So it took me 4 hours to install the software. You understand what I'm saying? But altogether, I think it was like 11 gigs or something like that. I had like the extreme version of Sony Vegas and got it for free. So they shut them down, and then they started doing this digital thing. The thing that happened was, and most people wasn't paying attention to it at first, it was too late by the time people started paying attention to it. They did these exclusive agreements with this digital content to be streamed or whatever, but what they didn't do was they didn't take the time to consider the fact that how much the money would deduce in time. It was a surprise that many artists wasn't prepared for, and a lot of these artists don't want to sit down and talk about it. And that's where you need to start when you're talking about the streaming thing here. See, it's not that hard to figure out. It's the same thing with this thing right here. What they're doing is they're making money off of advertisements, right? And I said this before, and I'll say it again. So what do we do about that? Oh, I got the answer. I want part of the advertising revenue. See, this is my entity. Even though I share space with you, we could say that I'm leasing the space. Now, even though you don't charge me to lease the space, upon the time that I say pay $12 a month or whatever, I am then therefore leasing the space under legality. This is how you get around this shit. So, since I am leasing the space under legality or whatever, that means that somewhere in the trifold in the backhand, as you take advertising dollars, whatever pay rate that you may charge, I'm not sure of that. Well, let's say you charge the average advertiser $50,000. I think that's fair for an entity as big as Google, right? That's probably around the share, 50,000, 40,000. That's just a hypothetical number. Out of that 50,000 that they paid you, let's say I see, I don't know, since you're using my outlet to do it and people swim on here, let's say that if somebody clicks and they buy that product, not only do you give me a portion of the advertising revenue that you received, you understand, which keeps you going as trillionaires, damn near. I'm just saying. Yeah, it's fair, right? No, okay. But anyway, long story short, you do that, and you break me in for, let's say, I don't know, 0.010%. That's fair, right? Now, you set this on a certain tier of people. You don't do this with everybody. You got to work towards getting it. So I'm not going to make it easy, okay? That way it doesn't break you bankrupt, all right? At least not, you know what I mean? You're not making money. I don't never make money off this right here. I don't make money from the podcast, or I don't make money really from Google. I've shown people that before. I had this month like 645,000 at one time or something like that. I showed people I made $46 off those videos. I like to speak the way that I like to speak. So, you know, the people, like, this is the irony. I like to speak like the way I want to speak, but I take a penalty for it because the advertisers can't hit the hardest with me. You understand what I'm saying? Like, if I was sitting here and I was talking like this, and oh my God, like everything else, and then the active would go up and the views would go up because they like this type of tone. See how the numbers just went up? Did you not see that? There's a whole bunch of tricks to this. So I don't talk in that tone, and this is the tone that they prefer here on this outlet in this app because it's advertiser friendly. That's why they encourage everybody to talk in the same octave. If you go back and when you listen to this twice, and you'll understand. I'm trying to tell you without telling you. I'm telling you without telling you. I'm giving you the biggest crash course you could ever have, and you don't even want to accept it. That's funny, right? And because of that, they won't donate to you. Because of that, they won't hit the like button. You saw at one point I had 300 some people in here. It's a lot of things or whatever. But in my personal opinion, YouTube is definitely not a place for a man that looks like me. It's meant for women and white folks. That's what it's meant for. You know what I'm saying? So, I'm cool with that. I'm good with that. You know what I'm saying? I appreciate that too. Yeah, but they don't donate to me. I haven't had nobody donate. I was at the Diddy trial the other day. Nobody donated at all. You know what I'm saying? And nobody even knew what was going on, most of them. And I was right there, and I was filming the thing, telling everybody what's going on, whatever. I had not one person donate to me. Had I been a woman and I was down there, or had I been their favorite blog and I was down there, they would have donated. Same thing, I had like 400 people in the chat or whatever. So I don't really, you have to excuse me, I really don't take subscribers really that serious. Because I feel like if you're saying all these things, yo, you real, you doing this, that, you would support my channel. You wouldn't just be telling me words. So I'm not trying to upset nobody. I'm going to continue on with the conversation. But I appreciate what you said or whatever. But I really don't. I just take black people as like talking. You know what I'm saying? That's it. So it is what it is. I say I just lost 30 people because they get hurt. So, it is what it is. You know what I mean? It is what it is. I just don't, I know moving forward, I will say this and I'll keep saying what I'm saying. Even though I'm trying to say things and I try to do things for black people, it's always been the same for me. You heard me mention earlier in my diatribe, I've gotten black people hyped. That is the truth. And when I went to a particular black woman that works at a pretty exclusive label asking her for some help, because I said, yo, can you hit me with like 4,000 or 5,000 real quick? And I know she had it. And, instead of doing that, she turned around and said, told her the person to tell me on the phone, I don't remember who that is. I said, bitch, this is the nigga that got you a job. And I just hung up the phone. And I'm seeing her since. She ain't gonna give me the money because she feel like I disrespected her and her boyfriend or whatever. So I'm just like, fuck the friendship, fuck you and your boyfriend both. I'm sitting on camera now, all right? Fuck you, fuck your relationship, and fuck your boyfriend. That's how I feel about that. No, it's all good. Every black person that evidently I gotta do something about that. It's something that I'm doing because every black person that comes in here, that's their excuse. I'm broke. I don't have any money. But yet and still, if you see them anywhere else, they dropping $100. There's some of these subscribers. They'll come in here and tell the average. I'm not an average vlogger, but they'll tell vloggers that they're broke or whatever, and go drop $100 or $200 to a personality that happens to vlog. Like, there's a particular comedian that I know. Niggas will be over there dropping $100, $50, $200 or whatever, because they want, you know what I mean? Like, they want to be recognized. You know what I'm saying? So don't let these people fool you when they tell you, oh, I ain't got any money, I'm broke. They're lying. They have people and they have favors that they donate to or whatever. That's the thing about it. That's why I don't ask them for nothing. You understand what I'm saying? Like, being black people, we've always had a bad history with each other. They don't like me. I try to be cool with them, but they don't like me. You understand what I'm saying? So I've now decided to dislike. You know what I mean? Whatever. You know what I'm saying? If you're cool, you're cool. If you're not, you're not. You know, I'm not encouraging myself or pushing myself to try to promote too much with them folks when obviously they're telling you, yo, we're not going to support you. We don't like you. Whatever. So I honestly and truthfully, I'm not bounded by them. So that's the funny thing, and that's the real thing that really pisses them off about me, because I'm not bounded by them. Meaning, like, I could walk up tomorrow, you understand what I'm saying, and never speak to none of you again. I'd be quite fine, because I know the energy is there where it's hate. You know what I'm saying? It's hateful. Man, let me tell you, I've had situations up until this day where I walk into a group full of black people or whatever, and I told this story this other day when I was in my friend's store, whatever. Many of y'all seen him online before, a bullheaded Dominican gentleman. And I'm over there and I'm talking to him. We speak in Spanish, and this black dude walks in or whatever. He looks at me, and I guess because I wasn't particularly what he thought was whatever. And so he didn't have no idea my leniency or whatever. So he heard me speaking like perfectly in our conversation, and he interrupted. He not only did he interrupt my conversation, but he tried to make it look like he was the big man or something like that. So we started talking about this nigga, yeah, word of mother in Spanish. And my man's just like, yo, you want me to lock the door? I was like, nah. Like niggas was really feeling their energy, like nigga, what the fuck are you? You don't even know where you at. Like nobody even knew him before. You know what I'm saying? So it is what it is. We use right here. Hey, listen, nigga. Let me tell you something, motherfucker. This motherfucker, this road is about how you ask. First of all, fuck you, nigga. That means you want a motherfucker to bend down and kiss your ass. I don't kiss the ass of motherfucking white people. I'm damn sure not gonna kiss the ass of a nigga. So fuck you, fuck your donations, fuck everybody in your house, fuck your whole lineage. Don't come back this motherfucker. You talking about this is how you ask. You gotta beg for it. Nigga, suck a dick. Don't ask them people for nothing. They're not gonna help you. If they saw you on a sidewalk creaming, you better off looking for a white person to help you, because nobody black is gonna help you. I've seen black women walk past black people, and this is my honest to God opinion, walk past black men that are homeless on the street, look at them in disgust, right? But will turn around in the same winter and go into the motherfucker, what's the name, and go into the Dunkin' Donuts or whatever, unprompted, unasked, and come out and bring somebody white something. I've seen black people go out of their way to buy somebody white something to eat at Burger King or something like that early in the morning, but wouldn't do the same for their own black people. So don't give me that shit. I know how they are. They look after them. This is when they continue to have the same problems year after year after, because they look after them. They're individualists. This is how they're raised. Not the fuck them people. I'm half black. I know what the fuck they are. What they don't understand is there's more people than just black people that watch me. There's people from other cultures that watch me. And I know this by the comments. So what I'm hoping to show is how they operate. You understand what I'm saying? I'm showing you how they operate. They'll harass you if you don't agree with them. They're very much tribalist. They become tribalists under debauchery. So if you don't do fuck shit like they do, if you're not trying to get over on somebody, if you ain't got a fight video, if you ain't trying to beef with somebody, if you ain't got trauma and drama early in the day, they don't want nothing to do with you. And I'm like this, I don't want nothing to do with you. You understand what I'm saying? Goodbye. So when you get people like that, most of them are uneducated, most of them are dumb, most of them are slow, and I just ain't got time for shit like that. You know what I'm saying? I tried it with them. They didn't want to do that when I was trying to be nice about it, so I'm not trying to be nice about it no more. I got niggas coming in here. This nigga, what is this nigga right? It's all about how you ask for it. Like I'm supposed to sit around telling a black woman, American woman, yo, give me 4K or 5 kick. That's rude as fuck. Bitch, if I'm the one that got you the fucking job, what's rude about it? See, that's what I mean. This bitch wrote, and that's why this was a woman, that's why I got rid of this bitch. It's how you ask. You're telling a black American woman, who the fuck is she? Bitch, I got you the job, and the job was hired by white men. Everything in your equation and your reality is based off what men created for you. What the fuck you mean is how I ask? Bitch, it ain't how you ask when I got you the shit. So she skipped past the part that I said, I got the bitch the job. Bitch, if I come to you and say I need 4 or 5K real quick, it should be like, yo, no problem, pa. Let me peel this off real quick. Let me go ATM real quick. Because if you would have got me the job and came to me, you would have used the same excuse. Well, I got you the job. See what I'm saying? He said, I'm black. Val said, I'm black, and I experienced this. Yeah, it's a whole bunch of fuck nigga shit that goes on in that culture, bro. So all these fake advocacies I see and shit, I'll be like, nah, nigga, you can keep that shit. I'm good. Can you telling the truth? I don't know what you meant by the last one, Val Tab. You gotta rewrite that one. You said, can you telling the truth? I don't know what that one means, mama. Man, ain't nobody being rude. But I ain't kissing nobody's ass, nigga. If I got you somewhere, you know what I'm saying? There's a whole bunch of motherfuckers y'all do not know that I've done things for. That's why I be angry about shit. I've helped motherfuckers get in studios. I've helped motherfuckers introduced them to people. I brought people on MTV with me when I could have just brought me and the bitches I was with. It was the one time I used to walk around with like 3, 4 bitches. Pretty chicks at that. You know what I'm saying? So, and it would be Dominican girls. It's always been the same. I would have like a black girl or two with me, but they would always be like from the Caribbean somewhere. No, it's not even that they're toxic as fuck, because that's all they succumb to. And that's why I'm at the point now where I'm just like, you know, my daughter, she technically was, well, I mean, technically she was Caribbean, because her mother was Haitian. You know what I'm saying? I say the litany of most women I've been with, like, I've always had good women. I can't never complain. I had one bad girlfriend that really, like, we all had our little problems or whatever. But I've had a few black girlfriends or whatever. I can't say that it's only 2 of them. I'm talking American wise, like raised American and shit like that. There's only 2 of them that I can really say I remember and I have some connection with. The rest of them, they were so self-absorbed and narcissistic and very privy to not being very emotional. Like, it was just hollow. Like, that's the best way I can explain it. It's hollow and shallow. Like, you could tell, especially when you talk to somebody. Like, if a woman don't want to have a conversation, elder women that I've ever met, I've always dealt, like, you may not believe it, but I always deal with pretty intelligent chicks. I've had like 1 or 2 chicks that wasn't like on that level or whatever, but they were just good people. They had good souls, just in general. But I never usually deal with chicks like personally, like, you're gonna be my girl if you a dummy. It benefits me nothing. You know what I'm saying? At all. We do have to. I don't do that we shit. I don't do that we shit. If it was some we, you would have hit up the Cash App. If it was we, you would be more like. Say no we. It's you. I meant to say he actually telling the truth. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. Yeah, I just, based on that though, how the direction that the culture, quote unquote, is going, I definitely wouldn't ever. Back to your original points. My firstborn's grandma was hurt. Now her daughter is hurting, and my sons are hurting. Yeah. It's a cycle, and like I said, you're not gonna find no answers as long as you. I can't even explain it, dog. As long as Neely Fuller said it best. It's best for black people to stay away from each other. I really believe that. I believe that in both. Because if you do, it's always going to be some like toxic shit. Like, some niggas, they won't even talk to you unless they overhear you talking about some toxic shit. Yeah, nigga, my mans and them just got out of prison and shit. You know what I'm saying? Any of y'all ever been standing somewhere and it's obvious you're not in the streets. It's obvious you don't sell drugs. It's obvious you don't have to look at any of that shit. You got 2 people you got to worry about. You got to worry about black niggas coming up to you asking you for drugs, but you also got to wait or think you involved in a street gang with them. You know what I'm saying? Because a lot of niggas will do that. Like, especially these old dudes, they'll be 60, 70 something years old. And that's why I said it's generations of it. They be 60, 70 something years old in some cases, still be out on the block, still be in front of the liquor store, whatever. And they think you playing the same game as them. Because the way they looked at it, they gave up on life a long time ago. How come you haven't gave up yet? You might as well. You ain't gonna be nothing. You ain't gonna never become nothing. You only what you gonna be. We all this back. Niggas been saying them sentences forever. I had a whole conversation with my uncle. He broke that shit down for me. So, like, nah, that shit don't. You're not gonna repress me. You understand what I'm saying? With your incarnate, I just don't get it. I am a Native woman. It seems most females in America seem to be raised with a sense of entitlement. I was raised to never expect anything from her. No, it's not a sense of entitlement that comes from poverty mostly. Most of these girls are talking about they want to do that make $100,000 a year or more. These bitches come from households that never seen more than $15,000 a year. They come from households that never seen more than $30,000 a year when a combined income. You're trying to escape poverty. See, for the little princesses that you're probably speaking of, that think they princesses, like every chick that ever heard herself refer to herself as a baddie, that means you an ugly bitch without makeup. You a regular looking chick without makeup. You understand what I'm saying? Every chick I've ever heard refer to themselves as a baddie, that's slash for, I ain't really that hot, but with makeup, I'm something. You understand what I'm saying? So, it's the truth. Blah, 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 blah. I hear you, man. I hear you. We ain't gonna waste time with you, though. I appreciate you. I appreciate you. So every chick that I ever heard say that, I just look at them and I'll be like, without that makeup, you are definitely you are strong four in the New York City tri-state area. But for bum bitches, it is. Listen, man, don't talk to me about money because I worked for multi-millionaires since I was 21 going on 22 up until I was 38. But to a bitch that grew up in a household that never seen more than $15,000 a year, that's a lot of motherfucking money. That's life-changing money. You trying to tell me right now, none of y'all can use 100K? Even after taxes, nigga, you still left with 78,000. So I'm trying to say, none of y'all can use 100K right now. Nobody. Nobody in the chat room. Everybody rich, right? Everybody rich, but they ain't hitting the cash app. Ain't that funny? See how black people like to pretend to be rich. Spanish people do it too. Stop it, bro. Stop it. Stop it. You embarrassing yourself. You embarrassing yourself. All right. Don't say I ain't getting here with this fake shit. Like, you know what I mean? I can't do the fake shit with you. You know what I mean? Niggas tell like, yeah, $100,000 ain't a lot. All right, if it ain't a lot, throw something in the cash app. We got Venmo, motherfucking PayPal too. Just go to the description box if there ain't a lot. But you ain't gonna do that. You know why they ain't gonna do that? Most black women ain't gonna subscribe to me, or if they do subscribe to me, they're gonna subscribe to me because they wanna. Like a lot of these bitches, they like to sit around, they like to psychoanalyze niggas nowadays, see what niggas is thinking or whatever. So I do the same thing to them. I like to psychoanalyze these chicks because a lot of them are fucked up, and a lot of the shit they do is fucked up, and a lot of the messages they push are fucked up. You know what I mean? There's a lot of bum chicks out here, black, white, polka dot, and all alike. If y'all don't believe what I'm saying, I want y'all to hear this. Maybe this will make a little sense. What was that one I wanted to play? I want to play this one first. Because I want y'all have to hear this. Yeah, here it is. I want y'all to hear this.
Black women, they know they done messed up. You know, ain't nobody really checking for you to take you serious in life. So they be like, I look good. I got a job. I got a career. I got my own car liability. I got a house. I got a 4-bedroom house that you probably can overcharge for all the repairs and everything. I got all this. Black men are just rough. Black men, I'm raw. A man, God don't send me a man. God is not sending no black woman, no man, baby. God is not sending black women men, baby. No, he not. Lord, today, I'm letting y'all know, God is not sending black men to white black women. He's not going to send a man Amazon Prime, FedEx them to your door, baby. That's not how it works, baby. You have to do the work. It's amazing how women be talking all this spiritual stuff, this religious stuff, and they don't apply it to themselves for real. Why are black women like this? Why are we like this? We the only women out here that don't want to put work in. Why is that?
Why is every...
Some deep shit she said right there. Any thoughts? Any thoughts about what she said? Nobody? Everybody quiet as church mouse? Make sure y'all double tap the screen, hit the like button. I appreciate it. But y'all know y'all won't. That's all good. Because I ain't about to sit here and do that fake shit with you.
Whether we admit it or not, some of us black women still feel some type of way when we see black men date outside of us. And it wasn't until my son pointed out my behavior in my marriage with his father, where he was just like, Mom, you're the reason why I didn't want to be with a black girl, because if that's how your woman acts, I don't want no parts of it. And I really had to take accountability for that and self-reflect. And then I thought about it. I was like, well, I thought about my friends and I thought about my childhood and how I grew up.
Son.
And you know, I was always raised to be independent,
Did y'all hear that part she said right there?
I thought about it. I was like, well, I thought about my friends and I thought about my childhood and how I grew up. And you know, I was always raised to be independent so that that a nigga don't ever think that he could put you out. And then it's like, dang, that hyper independent mindset, although it had good intentions behind it, it really negatively affected us. And some of us, I can't speak for all black women, but a lot of us, we love aggressively, even though we don't intend to. And we are also very controlling, even though we don't intend to. And because we're not healed and we be toxic, unless there is a man who is overly dominant and aggressive and put us in our place, because you know we love them types of toxic relationships, we don't know how to be docile and submit and love in a soft, gentle way, even though those be our internal intentions. It just don't come out that way.
Y'all, hold up.
Any thoughts? Let me see what y'all say. Single women keep them single. Yeah, they are. I saw the woman in my family, and it did affect me too. Now y'all understanding why I started this off earlier. And I'm like, I don't understand why they wouldn't want to support my channel, support what I do when I'm sitting here literally. I've been doing this type of stuff for like 4-5 years. And for some reason or another, it never gets highlighted. We get highlighted. He used to work for Bad Boy. He was on the Diddy trial. You know, that's what gets highlighted. But this type of material and these types of discussions, I've been doing this for, go check my channel. Go check my channel. It's free for you to go back and look at. I can't upload nothing and back a year. It's all there. You'll see it in chronological. I've always been trying to help the culture, but the culture was never trying to help me. So I kind of got down to it, and I said, it seems like the women are influencing so much that these men are starting to go against the men too. Like, it's crazy. I send you some bread, man. I suggest you pin a link with the Venmo. Oh, yeah, the Venmo and all that stuff. All you got to do is go right now to my community section where I shared this video at. Just go to the community section. You can get there just by pressing my icon, slide over to the right or whatever. You go see a thing that says community. Look right there and you'll find my Venmo was there, the PayPal was there, whatever. I stopped sharing the Venmo and PayPal everywhere because it was just like, oh, and the description box, you can also find it. I stopped sharing the Venmo and the PayPal about 3 weeks ago because nobody had never hit it. Nobody's ever used that Venmo link. Nobody's ever used that PayPal this year. So it was like, I might as well use the Cash App because everybody's got Cash App. But whoever it is, I appreciate it, whatever. But for the majority of speaking, nah, I don't get supported on this channel. I don't get supported by Google. I don't get supported by Black Americans either. So it's like, you know, I'm on my own, bro. You know what I mean? But luckily, unlike the rest of these people, some of these people, this is all they got going on. You understand what I'm saying? This is all they gotta know. So they're gonna go a little harder. They're gonna lie to y'all. They're gonna tell y'all porky pies or whatever. Yeah, that's right. That's my Cash App right there, bashed on the screen. See this big thing right here? That's my Cash App. Only thing you gotta do is just write $STRINGERBELL80 and I'll pin it. Thank you if you do that. Make sure you write it in all capital letters, because some of these people they'll be like, "Oh my God, I can't get it." You know, so just please, if you could. I appreciate that too. Thanks, guy. Yeah, because nobody helps me out here. I don't have no moderators. I don't have none of that. I wanted to play another video for you because I wanted to see what y'all thoughts were on this, because a couple people commented, but I see everybody else wants to be a little quiet. So tell me what you think of this one. So I came across this one today, and it just really shocked me. There's actually two of them that really shocked me. But this one right here blew my mind because I couldn't believe that this girl had the audacity to do this and took us back 300 or 400 years. This is what you talk about when you talk about that we stuff. Hold on one second. Let me just make sure. I'm gonna be talking about Nas and all that in a few seconds, but I had to click right here because this was just at the top of that conversation. So I found this video, and y'all ain't gonna believe I found this video, and you're gonna say to yourself, what, in 2025? Yes, in 2025. I keep trying to tell y'all, there seems to be some uptick by some forces that's trying to press ghetto as normalcy in society and how you are supposed to be viewed. You understand what I'm saying? So let me give you an example. Watch this.
We still have cotton fields down here in Mississippi. But let me show y'all why these folks still got cotton fields. You see this fluff? It's the same fluff in them expensive ass pillows you be slobbing on every night. I know some of y'all probably ball your jeans up and use it as a pillow, but that's cotton too. I can hear some of y'all now. They're so racist in Mississippi, they still got black folks picking cotton. You gotta be out your cotton picking ass mind if you think us Negroes is out here picking cotton. My black ass ain't picking shit. I'm finna steal it. Would it be called stealing? Or my collecting was old? It's so many damn cotton fields around here. Kinda got me wondering, is they keeping these damn fields to put our black asses back in them? Y'all gonna pay for what y'all fix my ass. These fields make hundreds of millions a year. And you think I ain't finna get out here and get me a few little hundred? Give me all this shit. $1 million cotton fields. Poorest state in America. Something's not adding up. But don't worry. After I'm done out here, I'ma show them what that money make a bitch do. Master's coming. Now I better get my ass from out here. So Master come out here and tear my ass every which way but loose. But I'll be back tomorrow. How do I get out of here? Help! Master is coming! Help me! Help me, Master's coming! Help me, Master's coming! Help me, Master's coming! Help me, Master's coming!
Thoughts? Nobody has nothing to say, right? Nobody has nothing to say about that? Nobody. Of course not. Of course they won't. Of course they won't. You will never, and that's why I played the video. Yeah, they pushing negative shit all day. She did the video. And we got D Wilburn in here who says, it's hilarious. Ha ha ha, key. You know what? I'm glad you here. You've been here 13 years at 5 subscribers. That's why motherfuckers don't like you now, bitch. Let me tell you something, you cunt, bitch. And I mean this from the bottom of my heart. And I'm going to tell you why I called you that. The reason I called you that is you tried to be funny. The reason I called you that is you're part of the motherfucking destruction that goes on in the community. The point is, you would have sat there and held the camera for that bitch. You heard what the fuck I said, you cunt, bitch. I said you a bitch. Now, I said you were a bitch because you sat there and you thought that was funny or whatever, not knowing how much it sits you back. See, you wanted to laugh along with that shit because for some reason or another in the past couple of years, black women and black men that they raise want to be the motherfucking nation's comics and clowns. You understand what I'm saying? The court gestures of the nation. So they hop online and every fucking conversation they got. Have you not noticed there's always a key, he. Even with the boys, a key, he. Leaving laughing emojis and all kinds of shit or whatever. That bitch said she thought that shit was hilarious. That means that she is the type of motherfucking whore that will be in her neighborhood and fuck up her neighborhood based on she finds shit like that she's funny. Bitch, I don't want to fucking know you. I don't want to fuck. Who the fuck are you to know? What the fuck you got going on that I should want to fucking know you, you arrogant bitch? Don't nobody give a fuck who you are. You've been on here 13 motherfucking years and got 3 subscribers. Don't nobody give a fuck who you are. If you disappear tomorrow, nobody give a fuck. You understand me? Nobody will give a fuck if you disappear tomorrow. You will be going just like that. You are forgettable, bitch. And that's the part of the conversation you don't understand. You're that forgettable. You keep a low profile, bitch, find a bridge. Find a bridge, bitch. Find a bridge. Now, you notice right after that, what she wanted to do was, I keep a low profile. She wanted everybody to get personal with her because she been here for 13 years with 3 subscribers. You see how the bitch was ready to argue, though? Cut that bitch off. You got to talk to them hoes like that. You understand what I'm saying? You got to talk to a hoe like that. That wasn't a woman. That was a hoe. And that hoe, you're not listening to me. As much as y'all think I was being all rough on everything, you ain't got to talk to that bitch like, you ain't got to talk to that woman. As much as y'all thought I was being hardcore on or whatever, the truth of the matter is this. If she thought that was funny, with a motherfucking chick sitting up in the what's the name? Now that shit was hilarious. If you thought that shit right there sitting up in motherfucking in the field talking about Master coming and all that shit, I was like, yo, what the fuck is this bitch talking about? No, that was hilarious. So that means you would have did some shit like that too. That means we need to get in your ass too. That's why I spared no motherfucking tongue lashing. And that's y'all's problem. A couple years ago, I grew up on the men that would check a bitch. You understand what I'm saying? And I keep that tradition. Sometimes you just got to check a bitch. Sometimes she'll appreciate you because you checked the bitch. And figure that out. Sometimes she will appreciate you as a man for checking her. But sometimes, oh yeah, she can find a bridge for sure. Head first. You dig? If you don't check a bitch in society becomes a rut. Now, white men, if you any of y'all still in here, would you please give a lesson on checking a bitch? Because you've been doing so for motherfucking eons and years. See, you ain't got to worry about too many white women talking back and talking back and all that yow shit. You know why? Because they fear them men. You ain't got to worry about too many Latin women. They'll do so much. You understand what I'm saying? But they fear the men. You understand what I'm saying? They don't necessarily come putting your hands on a motherfucker either. Sometimes you ain't got to put your hands on a motherfucker. You just let them know, hey, this will happen. If you don't believe me, I assure you, make sure you tell everybody bye. So my point is, when you get silly bitches like that, it's y'all's job from now on to be like, shut up, bitch. You know, I know a lot of y'all know Ari Spears, right? And I know a lot of people don't like Ari Spears. And he can't be embarrassing. But every now I like to say that everybody got a moment. You understand what I'm saying? So I watched this recently, one of Ari Spears' stand-ups. Let me see if I still got it, because you got to hear it. It's just a clip, but it was so on point. I was just like, yo, he just told the whole motherfucking joint. Oh, did y'all see this part right here? I got to show y'all this one too. What it mean if you a mother and a daughter?
How's it going, guys? You got any idea on you guys?
See, let me go right here first.
Hey, how's it going, guys?
So, at first, you know, some people be online and be like, oh, you know, they've been done wrong and all this shit, right? So you know, I was telling y'all sometimes this is generational shit now, but this ghetto shit, right? So check this out right here. This is a mother and a daughter, who both multiple times as a tag team been arrested for stealing.
You got any idea on you guys?
Yeah.
Let me see your ID, please.
That what we get pulled off for?
Well, you say you're asking why you're getting pulled over? Yeah. Both of you guys are suspected of shoplifting, okay? From Carter's, that plaza you just said you came from?
What?
You might have a warrant up for your arrest.
What?
Yes, ma'am.
Out of South Fulton for shoplifting.
What?
STF recovered a lot of Carter's clothing, salon hangers.
Did you take anything?
And that's the daughter.
No.
How old are you?
17.
We got charges on both of them.
Okay. So, turn around for me.
You're under arrest. Put your hands behind your back.
He said that as long as it's under 500, you get something about the citation.
And it's not under 500. I got the receipt right here.
Let me see, do they do all that stuff 40 and 50% off? They add that?
You don't get discounts when you steal stuff. You get it at the market price.
All right.
Yeah, you don't get discounts when you steal stuff.
The bitch had the nerve to say, ain't you not supposed to take up if it's over $500? He said it's over $500. You understand what I'm saying? Y'all give a shout out to the nigga known as Valid Himes that came in here and wrote his cash app like he was in 2015 in somebody's chat room. Let's see what Valid Himes has been doing all these years that he's got to write his motherfucking chat room. Yo, no wonder you've been here for a year. Not too much luck, huh? You ain't gonna have no luck over here either, you fucking piece of shit. Anyway. No thoughts on that one either, huh? I love this. It's like a social experiment. This shit is like, there's so many ways to utilize this shit. I think the newest way that I have to utilize this app is just fucking hilarious. Because when you start to figure out, there's not many people that can actually end up, yeah, Marvin, but you got to understand, there's not many people that can actually interject in the conversation. This is what I'm trying to tell you. They are so dumbed down now. You got to recognize that there's a group of intelligent black folks, and then there's this group of more and more so inbred, ignorant, stupid motherfuckers that should be avoided at all costs. If it was up to me, I would take them, their Latin counterparts, and their motherfucking white counterparts. I put them all on an island and leave a multi of sharks around them. Whoever the fuck make it back, make it back. You understand? That's how deep I am, committed I am to this shit. There's a problem here. You are shoplifting with your daughter. And you notice, when I said something earlier, all the black women was in here, had something to say. Now ain't no black women got nothing in here to say. Oh, let's continue. I got more. Now, mind you, what I said at the beginning of the podcast, huh? This is how deep it has gotten out here. Check this out.
Went to a singles mixer, and only women showed up.
This is a singles mixer. Tasha K had one this recently too.
What do you think I saw? What do you think I saw?
But I want you to hear the commentary, which is more important. But I want to say, I want you Tasha K. It was what's the girl's name? Not Tasha K. What's that girl's name out of Chicago? I forgot what her name is, but she had a mixer. It'll come to mind. Kendra G. She had one of these mixers not too recently too, and no men showed up. No men showed up. I'm allergic to stupid, ignorant shit. Yeah, you feel me? Like I don't like these niggas, bro. I don't like these niggas. Like I'm at the verge where I'm like, yo, maybe if we get rid of them, maybe that would be better. Like it would be better for everybody. Like this, like get rid of them. Like you feel me? Like yeah, like you see one of them motherfuckers ain't like 8. Like yo, you gotta go. We see what you gonna become. Like put them on the island. You know what I'm saying? You got but you know what I'm saying? You got Boomer Boy. Put them on the island. See what happens. You know what I'm saying? Black, white, polka dot. I don't give a fuck.
80 women sitting alone. No men in sight. None.
I saw so many black women try to solve a problem in dating by starting to host events in person, trying to create third spaces to facilitate dating like offline. And you know what would happen every single time? The men were not signing up. They would be selling tickets to speed dating, and they would always end up with men's tickets on sale. Always, because they weren't buying any. Just the other day, a big account that I follow for black creatives did like this cupid thing where they were like, hey, send us a profile about yourself and we would love to post it and like play matchmaker. Sounds like a cute idea, right? Not one single man sent their profile in. And mind you, this is an account that has well over 100,000 followers. It's just time to stop. It's time to stop. They have made it very loud and clear that they do not
singles event, and here's why I think we're doomed to be single for the rest of our lives. That was a bit dramatic, but let me tell my story. So I went to singles night at the Charlotte campus. Now, I don't go to that church, but I started following Pastor Stephen since he was a guest pastor at my church earlier this month. And when I found out that he was writing a book on dating and relationships, I was interested because, listen, your girl could use some divine intervention in that area. But I'll be honest, I didn't want to go at first. I figured it's a Christian singles event. There's going to be 50, 11 women there and like 2 men. Plus, they were advertising it as a conversation that you wouldn't expect to have at church. And I thought, I've heard enough of those modern dating and relationship podcasts. I don't need to hear anymore, especially not with a biblical spin. Instead of having meaningful conversations about finding and building Christ-centered relationships,
We just left the event. So, I think we were just saying that we think that we've actually hit rock bottom. We think we've actually hit rock bottom, and I think we were either punked, catfish, or...
And my spirit, while I was there, my spirit told me no mas, por favor. I'm not going to no more of these, okay? That rhymed, period. I'm not going to anymore, and here's why. So that singles event was cool because they actually had a mix and mingle session at the end where they put us in a very cool atmosphere for people to talk and meet with each other. Although there was like 3 men there and 300 women, I loved the fact that they did that. I thought that was really cool. But my thing is, you go to one single...
A lot of women will use this and say...
No, he's fucking with him. Now I'm one man. One. One, entonces sabes, para la gente latino a ese. One. I'm one guy. This girl just mentioned out of her tongue, she said there was 3 men there and 300 women. You just heard multiple different women from different points of view, different backgrounds, different cities say the same shit. These men ain't even showing up to date y'all no more. Now, you think that was a Latina night? You think they would have had a problem? I'm just saying. I'm just saying. Maybe you have hit a milestone, and otherwise what most people would consider reality as women of color, and start thinking of things like this. Am I destroying the hallmark of our existence? Am I impending on destroying? I know a lot of people ain't gonna want to have this conversation or whatever. They'll just keep on going on and be like, no, it ain't my fault, it's the men's fault. They won't never have a cure to it, but they have a cure to any white man that has a problem at his business, any white man that has a problem with another black customer or something like that. They'll always have a issue to show for how to solve that problem, but you can't solve problems within your own. You understand what I'm saying? You always got to answer to solve everybody else's issue about how they live in life or whatever. Mind you, your son on a bracelet on probation, he only 14. See, bitches is good at solving everybody else's motherfucking problems except for their own, it seems like, when it comes to this digital media shit. That's why I told you I don't be wetting this shit too much. This shit is the internet is a myth, nigga. You know what I'm saying? You believe in this shit, you'll believe in anything. You understand? You'll believe in anything. You believe in dragons too, nigga? Puff the magic dragon. You know what I'm saying? I used to watch that shit on reruns. Anyway, man, like I said, I was gonna talk about this Nas thing, but y'all definitely ain't deserving of that. Cause the way I break that shit down, it is what it is. I just had a nigga in here. If y'all saw that the nigga I was talking to, he disappeared. That nigga sat up here, and let me tell you what he did. I just told him my Cash App was on the screen. So let me tell you how black people do shit, and that's why I'm about to hop off of here, because you're not gonna fuck up my day. That's what they seem to like to do. They like to fuck up other people that look like them's day. They don't want to go fuck up white people's day, anybody else to fuck with them. They just want to go fuck up your day because they scared to fuck with everybody else. Cowards. So that's why I don't be too fearful of these niggas. You understand what I'm saying? Because I'm like, you won't do what I'm going to do. You going to fuck with me, and you going to end up missing a limb, nigga. So I'm dead ass serious too. For real. You are going to walk away handicapped some way or another. Trust me. Now, that's how we do it. I don't know what you do. But anyway, yeah, that's just for the people that like to threaten people and shit like that or whatever. I don't start out my day like that. Trust me when I tell you this. But you're going to get the extreme with me. Ain't going to be shit you can do about it. So listen, this is my point here. Ladies, nobody wants to date y'all. And you got to start asking yourself the question, why is it nobody wants to date us anymore? Well, I would break it down for a community of different things, and I would say, well, you know, you can say the usual suspects. You're too sassy, you're too loud, I'm too educated. I live in one of the most educated states in the entire United States in Connecticut. We're home to Yale University and UConn. You understand what I'm saying? I know black girls, including my ex, that went to Yale, and they didn't act like you girls do. That's how I always know they went to some junior or some bullshit ass college. That's what you need to start asking these girls when they say, well, I graduated from college. Where'd you go, bitch? Where'd you go? You go Columbia? Huh? NYU? Did you go to Harvard? Where'd you go? Oh, I went to Johnson and such online. That's what a lot of these hoes gonna tell you. A lot of these bitches be lying. GPA was like 84. Oh, I know a whole lot, boy. Let me tell you, I done had some of the best actresses you could ever think of. I used to date girls that were stars and sometimes. So trust me when I tell you, I know every lie these chicks will tell you. I even be laughing at it when I be like, oh, not that one again. Y'all still doing that one? So all women lie, doesn't matter what color they are, they all lie. You don't know they're lying to you when you hear this one right here. You ask her something, she be like, huh? Telltale signs she about to lie about some shit. Or if she paused for more than, I don't know, 7 seconds, she about to lie. This is probably why I ain't got a girlfriend right now, because I know women too well. I know what they do, and like as I'm getting older, I'm like, nah, I know you're lying. Sometimes I'll let a bitch lie and just be laughing with her. I really do. Like it's been times where I've had chicks that I've liked recently, liked them, like really into them, and then they tell me some little white lie, and I'll be like, nah, this ain't going nowhere. Some bitches, they'll tell one lie just to test the waters to see if they can open it up. And so sometimes I'll let them lie and then see how many more times after they get past that one, how many more times they lie after that. You know what I'm saying? Then you're able to figure out who you're dealing with. You see? And you got to realize this is a long-term partner. So that's why a lot of those men are not showing up, because their experiences have been terrible with the women of the culture. So do those women change the way they are when other women are even sitting up there saying the same shit? You got other women that look just like you saying the same shit because they want a husband. You don't want a husband. You just want to live a lifetime of cats. Okay, do that shit on yourself. You and the cats and the, you know what I'm saying, building the farm and all that shit. Mama, I don't need no man. All that, do that. Do that shit. Stay strong, sister. But goddamn it, one thing you got to be sure of here is there's some murk in the water, and you're gonna have some sassy bitches that come up. They're gonna be like, you don't know what you talking about, that bitch. That's why you by yourself, or you with some simp nigga that don't respect you. He just too scared to say it. He depend on you for a place to stay and shit. Some women confuse being in a relationship with a nigga that need a place to stay. I'm dead ass serious. Some women confuse a relationship with a nigga needs some place to stay at nowadays. I don't think a lot of you chicks can even afford to break up with somebody at a point now. Could you in today's market? There's people staying together because they can't afford to separate. This is true. Especially in our major cities and hubs that once people could afford. So, only thing I would say to you ladies, as things get more and more expensive, you can do what you want to. It matters not a fuck to me anyway. It's not in my trajectory, if that makes any sense. But for many of different reasons, how can I say it? This type of black woman that you have now in society or whatever, not all of them, but whether they're educated, uneducated, or whatever, they all seemingly have one same directive, and that's to hate on their own men. But to a point now where it's dangerous, where bitches are putting niggas in situations where niggas can get killed and shit like that. You understand what I'm saying? So I guess that's right now, as we're prepping for this Diddy verdict come up. I had to put some shit in order. See, last time I didn't know them niggas was coming. Now I know them niggas is gonna show up. You know what I'm saying? I went down there last time just to test the water, to see who was gonna show up. But there's certain people, you know what I mean, that felt a certain type of way at the Diddy trial. Many of them were women, and they down there trying to make all kinds of plays and slick shit going on or whatever. You thought you got the ones smiling the most, usually the most slick bitches. The ones smiling the most are usually the bitch you don't trust. I never trust a bitch that smile too much unless it come from a natural place. But a bitch is just smiling to be smiling, I never trust a bitch. I was dealing with this bitch for a minute, and that's what she used to do, was smile all the time. I used to be, bitch, why you always smiling for? You know what I'm saying? Who does that? Who does what? Who does that? It's not his platform to be putting his cash app in the chat. Yeah, it just be shit like, it's not whose platform. It's not my cash app. I don't know what you're talking about. Clear that up for me. I don't know what you're talking about. Clear that up for me, because I just seen your comment. I don't know if you're talking to me or who you talking to. Just clear that up for me, alright? That's all. Because I don't really be talking to niggas on here. You know what I mean? Niggas be on here, black niggas be on here telling you, yo, don't put your cash app on your channel. You can't make no money on your channel. Only black niggas do shit like this, I swear to God. They'll come to your channel and tell you on your channel you can't post a cash app. Hey, yo, my man, you gonna clear that up for me? She is putting her daughter's future at risk. How sad, oh, all right. You are speaking on I'm speaking on a high validity of women. When you got other women coming in talking about the same shit. Nigga, I just played a video just 5 minutes ago. Pet Flint, whatever the fuck your name is. Nigga, would you like me to play the video over again? Because the whole audience here heard it. You understand what I'm saying? These bitches is talking about how men in general, no matter what background you from, a lot of these bitches, I went to college, a lot of these bitches that are in collegiate environments come from the ghetto. They come from poverty. They get there from scholarships. They get there from many of different ways that are available for women. Once they get there, that same ghetto bitch is still there, except she just learned some shit. As soon as she gets into the workforce, the same ghetto bitch is there, which is demonstrated daily online. Most of these bitches, that's the difference. And that's what I was trying to explain earlier. You know, Candace Owens is from my area here in Connecticut. All right, and if you listen to how Candace talks and the octave in which she talks or whatever, most educated black women that grow up here in Connecticut, they speak like her. They speak exactly like her, and the octave is natural. You understand what I'm saying? The octave is natural. You can also tell by their names. The name goes a million ways. So when I get to somewhere and I get to the office and there's no shot at anybody, and I see a bitch that she's a receptionist and her name is Shaniqua Williams, it usually eludes me that Shaniqua, and I always be right, but Shaniqua is from somewhere that's lowbrow. You understand what I'm saying? If I come into a place and I see somebody and his name is Mark, John, or William and they're white, I usually consider them with somebody that's from a low tier DNA. Because that's usually men that are named that. They're usually from a low tier DNA. And they might have made it in life or whatever, but those names originally were for commoners. See what I mean? So what you talking about when you say some women and all this shit or whatever, I'm telling you, my man, I just showed a video with multiple women sitting there talking, and multiple black women, and they're talking about men are not showing up at their singles event. The one had 3 men and there was 300 women. What's that telling you, dog? I'm the only nigga that think like that? No, you got a problem on your hands, bro. And what I'm trying to help you out with is you want to sit up there and coddle these bitches and be Captain Save-A-Ho. That's why I can't stand motherfuckers like you. Niggas always want to come in and coddle a bitch. Oh, you know, coddle the conversation. Well, if we change as a man, nigga, some of these bitches want to kill y'all niggas. Do you understand that some of these bitches want you eradicated? They want to replace you with a white man. You sit up there talking about, why don't you feel sorry for that? By that time, it'll be too late, nigga. They'll already be dominating you. There's already female dominance that wants to be in position, but misandrous or running wild. Then you put them with the quasi-lesbians. Then you book them with the man-haters that are misandrous in every form and fashion. Book them with the toxic bitches. Book them with the OnlyFans models or whatever. What good bitches are you talking about, sir? What are these good mythical bitches you talking about? Because everybody seems to not be on agreement here that these bitches are running amok. And if you don't want to counter it, you want to sit down and hug these bitches and have empathy for them, for the ones that are acting like shit versus the ones that are worth it, the girls that go to Yale, the girls that are going to this college, that college this summer, whatever. If you want to put your provincial treatment on them bitches and defending them bitches, because you should have said shit. That's why I don't like niggas like that. I always want to come in and act like they teaching somebody. Nigga, you can't teach me shit. I can reverse shit and rehearse shit off mine, nigga. You niggas let me Google this real quick. Every fucking podcast you see, let me Google this real quick. I don't have to Google shit. I done more than most of you. I done been in more states and cities than most of you based on where I worked at in the music industry. I don't need a motherfucker tell me about experience, especially if you ain't never left your motherfucking city. Shut the fuck up talking to me. Motherfucker ain't traveled nowhere, sitting up here trying to tell me about how women are. Nigga, I done had more bitches than more bitches than more bitches. I'm speaking on some types of women. It's 90% of these bitches. All these hoes want to be Lotto. All these hoes with a degree want to be motherfucking Sexy Red. And Sexy Red had a whole line of fucking makeup named after that were inclusive of STDs. We giving that to the babies? Y'all motherfuckers are so motherfucking... That's the thing about it. They sit down in it. The real reason like a lot of these bloggers and these people talk about stars is because they want to get the stars out of the way. A lot of the reason you have cancel cultures because they want to get the real stars out of the way so they can replace them. They envy the same thing that they motherfucking talk about. You know, and it's getting so confusing. Like, look here. Y'all seen how many people, by the time I finish this live, it would have been over 19,000 people in here at the very least, right? But it's only 64 likes. That's how dedicated Black Americans are to the nigga side of the culture, to the nigga shit. So, I don't give a fuck about this shit. You think this shit gonna affect me with this likes and views shit? Nah, this shit's a mirage. But for y'all, it's reality. And I see why, because you ain't got nothing else. Let me concur. A lot of y'all ain't got no friends offline. A lot of y'all ain't got nobody to pay attention to y'all. A lot of y'all in solace. Some of y'all can look at and tell y'all on the verge of losing it. You know what I'm saying? Some other nigga come in here talking about shit the fuck up, boy. That's the best you got, man. Yeah, try another one. Go ahead. I'll let you write something else. Carlton Hayes with no picture. Go ahead, write something else, man. Write something else. Prove my point. Go ahead, Carlton. Write something else. You got anything else to write, Carlton? Nothing. Quiet as a church mouse now. That boy came all the way over here to say that. Been here for 1 year, no subscribers. You see these mentally ill motherfuckers? As a group, almost as a cluster, as a racial group, they almost all lost their mind. How many times have y'all been out lately and now heard black women talking to themselves? Anybody ever seen that? I've seen a lot of it, especially in New York. I've literally seen black women, they'll walk past black men and they're talking to themselves or saying something derogatory. I get nasty looks all the time from black women. Like they just don't like the way I look or something. It's always happened since I was a kid, so I don't be giving a fuck. I don't care. I don't care at all. Or they get mad because I speak Spanish. Or they get mad because they're going to get mad about something. Everything that don't fit their profile, everybody got to be the same. I mean, fuck you. I don't care. I don't care. I don't care. All right, I think I'm going to end my little diatribe on here because, like I said, this is not profitable at all. There's a bunch of hangering motherfuckers around here. All right, y'all have a nice day. The only person I want to say peace to is, what a homie at? Marvin Coleman. I like you. Peace, man. And my name only. That's only 2 people I want to say peace to. The rest of y'all, fuck y'all.